Ahead in the Glasshouse.
To celebrate a very special treasurer's 49th birthday, Time Life Sentence is proud to present the Costello Collection. 49 classic songs that didn't quite make it to #1. I'm a Loser, Promises, Promises, Killing Me Softly, Blue Eyes, Smirking in the Rain, and everybody's favourite, It's My Party and I'll Cry If I Want to. The Costello Collection. Make him feel like he has something to celebrate, even if he hasn't. Pay by credit card and get a free bonus disc. Great #2s. The Costello Collection. Delivery may take several years longer than expected.
Welcome to the Glasshouse, the program that asks the question, do you think Peter Costello blew out his birthday candles with the same gusto he snuffed out his chances of ever replacing John Howard? More news than a jolly good fellow this week. In a new CNN documentary, old friends of Osama bin Laden say they used to make fun of him because he'd get scared by explosions and run away. So that isn't a traditional headdress, he's trying to hide under the sheets. But back then, he was just a kid. It was a summer of '69. Who would have guessed bin Laden was a chicken? Huh, after all, he spent the last 5 years bravely hiding in a cave. But of course he's scared of explosions. Half the people around him are doing suicide bomber practice. In New Orleans, electricity blackouts caused by Hurricane Katrina just over 9 months ago have led to a baby boom. So it wasn't just the floodwaters that were rising. It wasn't just the authorities who didn't take precautions. It wasn't just the wind that was blowing. Looting and rooting, the only recreational activities available. So many New Orleans women have given birth at the same time. When their waters broke, entire sections of the city were flooded a second time. They had a hurricane and got more sex. We had one and got expensive bananas. Michelle Ryan.
A new study has found that women look for the same qualities in their men as they do in their pet dog. I've got a Shih Tzu called Brittany and a Pomeranian called Paris, so I guess you could say I've got the same taste in dogs as I do in dogs. Brains and cute looks rated pretty low, as did tail wagging, rolling in smelly stuff and getting your rocks off by rubbing your bum on the carpet. They love that. They go...
Getting a little hot.
When the women who were surveyed were asked which breed matched their partner's looks, a third of them said Labrador. You know, blonde, tongue hanging out, vacant expression. Who knew there were so many Warwick Kappa fans out there? As a married dog lover, I've got to say to any woman who thinks she's as good as a dog, you're kidding yourself. The man will never jump up and down and cry when you come home like a dog does. And he'll never walk around a park with you for hours on end. A man will never sit on the couch in front of your parents licking himself for 45 minutes. But only because he can't.
Very angry news I heard last week. Do you know that a lot of doctors in this country are working under the influence of drug companies? Did you know that? Drug companies, who I won't name because they have long names and I can't pronounce them, are basically wooing doctors with flattery, trips, prizes. They're just treating them like bloody mistresses. They get them under their spell and they bend them over and they do them up the backside. That's a metaphor, and I've probably gone too far with that one. What I'm saying is, though, that the doctors accept all this stuff off the drug companies and they prescribe the drugs of the companies to unsuspecting people who possibly don't even know them. There's cases of 80-year-old women being prescribed with bloody drugs that are going to get their erections back, you know? Which is not right. They did that to me once. They just prescribed me a drug that was going to help me regain my erection. I didn't need it. I had no one to have sex with. Watch it. We're watching you, doctors.
All right, let's get to it. Joining me, Michelle and Dave to throw some stones in the Glasshouse tonight from The Breakfast Show on WSFM in Sydney, Amanda Keller! And the swiftest netballer of them all, Liz Ellis! All right, movers and shakers. First up, employers in Russia are using a new technique to find the best staff. It's called the stressful interview, where bosses insult applicants, ask intimate questions, shout and throw water on them. Part job interview, part wet T-shirt competition. If the applicant reacts aggressively, they're considered to have strength of character and leadership qualities. And if they actually leap across the desk and beat the interviewer to death, they've got management potential. In one case, the interviewer started screaming at the applicant, saying she lied on her CV and telling her to leave. The woman told the interviewer to get stuffed and she was informed she'd got the job. So she said thank you and was fired on the spot. Happily, Australia doesn't need to humiliate employees in interviews. We have workplace agreements for that. Michelle, you were Employee of the Month once. Ever had the boss from hell?
Yes, I've had many bosses from hell. I was never Employee of the Month because the only job I've ever had was a receptionist in brothels.
Oh,
Yeah.
everyone says they're a receptionist.
No, I really was. I really was.
What
So-
services did you offer?
Exactly, do you do the filing?
No, there's no filing. Sluts don't have paper.
I'm going to get that on T-shirt.
Sluts don't need paper.
Oh, no, they're not sluts. Sluts do it for free, don't they?
Depends.
I can't imagine what you'd have to do to be Employee of the Month at a brothel. I can't imagine. I guess.
You'd have to suck up a lot. Surely.
But I'm intrigued, at a brothel Christmas party, do people put their clothes on to sit on the photocopier? Is it like the opposite world?
No, it's not really like opposite world. No, it's very sort of suburban and domestic downstairs, which is all I ever see. And then it's
receptionist.
as receptionist.
Suburban and domestic, except in clear heels and strap-ons.
Yes. So everyone's sitting around in clear heels and strap-ons talking about their kids' court dates and just normal stuff.
Did anyone ever come in who you knew?
Yes, people came in that I knew.
What did you... What, and?
Someone
It wasn't
came in...
me.
No, it wasn't him. But I told him about someone we
Yes.
both know who
Yes.
came in one time.
And because it's not even it wasn't even a normal brothel, was it?
It was a transsexual brothel.
Yes. So I've got some information which comes in handy.
That's how you stay on this show week after week.
Yeah, but that's why I didn't get any awards, because I'm telling everyone, you'll never guess.
That's why Will Anderson's in Edinburgh.
Said you wouldn't say.
My first job was not anywhere near that exciting, but it had elements of that. I worked as a checkout girl for a, supermarket.
Yeah,
and
sure.
the worst part of it was that the manager that we had at the time, he used to come into the tea room and put his hand, sit down and put his hand on all the girls' knees. Oh, he was vile, and he wore open purple shirts and a medallion. So every time he came into the tea room, I'd get up and go out because I wasn't going to put up with that sort of palaver. So I used to get demoted every week, and I used to work...
Where from? How low can you go?
You're already a checkout.
I'm a checkout chick. It gets worse because this is how
Yeah.
ancient I am. I worked as a checkout chick back in the days when you had to actually staple or stick the prices
was
on the
satisfying.
thing.
I used to do
The
that
gun.
too. I love doing the gun.
No,
Gun's
I
fun.
had the dog food aisle every week.
That's
what I
insulting.
got. Yeah, that's what I got for not letting him, put his hand up my skirt.
I used to give away free groceries to people I perceived as poor.
Yeah.
You were stealing on behalf of the poor.
Yeah, you're Robin Hood.
Yeah, I am Robin Hood.
Did you ever do that at the brothel? Or...
Actually, getting back to the start of this, which was interviews.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
I know.
sorry.
I don't want to talk about being touched up. It's
Who's in
foul.
charge?
Sorry?
No, Karini's.
I'm a bit bossy, fair enough.
Tell us, Captain Hollywood.
Centre, okay, and she's... Okay.
I'll be wing defence.
Now, yeah. And I'm going to go like this.
That's very
Steady. You just go.
Can I be the trainer? Who wants a massage?
Our next mover and shaker is Sam Shipkovitz from Arlington, Virginia, who's a hoarder. Well, he was until he came home one day to find the local hoarding task force had changed the locks on his apartment and put up a sign saying unfit for human habitation. And it's true. The junk in his apartment is piled up to the roof. Sure, he hasn't hurt himself yet, but sooner or later, Shipkovitz is going to hit the fan. Shipkovitz. Can I just point out, I really like saying his name. Shipkovitz has come out against what he calls the neatness police. Yeah, they've tried to make him clean up his act, but he won't fold. The neatness police raided another house with 488 cats. 222 of them dead. Oh. Yeah, it was later revealed to be a hot dog factory. Amanda, you like a good pile? Are you a hoarder?
You can tell by the way I'm sitting. I am a hoarder. I hate being a hoarder. I'd love to be one of those people who was into the minimalist kind of thing.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. I'm the sort that will be found under my body weight in cat food tins when I pass. I don't even have a cat. But
I love being a hoarder. I think it's fabulous. I just
yeah.
collect interesting things. I just say it's interesting and I want it. And I'm telling you, keep an eye out for my death notice because the Salvation Army will be rocking a week after I die.
What sort of things do you hoard?
Just interesting things. I go to the Salvos and I buy other
Crap.
dead people's interesting things. Crap.
Crap.
It's sounding like crap, isn't
have
it?
you got an underwear drawer that we could find some Beaconsfield miners in?
Kind of.
Got some big stuff in there.
Have you ever met a person who is like one of those full, I mean, not just a hoarder, but rooms that you can't open the door? Now, they're weird. You know the guys, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's unattractive, isn't it?
They have,
yeah.
they're like Ivan Milat and people
Yeah.
like
There used to be a guy in Melbourne who organised some comedy gigs, and his house was like that. It was weird, and he used to walk around in his underwear. And he would like to pay you some. He had this thing going at one point. He paid in pornos. Yeah.
That would be why I never got a gig with him, I'm supposing.
So I went out to his house once and to get my pornos.
Yeah.
How many pornos were you worth at that stage in your career?
I was worth 2 pornos.
So you've come a long way, haven't you?
Yeah. Like, what would you say now if he was to offer you a gig? Well,
Oh, I'd want an actual computer now.
Broadband.
Broadband, but his house was just freaky, like, you know, couldn't open doors and there was just crap videos up to the roof.
What a wonderful moment in your life when you drive into a house like that to pick up porno.
Yeah. You must be really thinking my career is...
And Mum said I'd never make it. Yeah.
They were actually good pornos. You know.
Oh, you got the pornos with stories, because they exist.
They do, and you like a story, and anyway, whatever. It's porno. Moved on.
Did you get, were they comedy pornos? What? Whoa, look out, this is
I don't like comedy and pornos, no.
Oh, would that be in poor taste?
Yeah, it's
No,
just
that's in real
when my girlfriend laughs at the wrong time, you know. She gets the giggles. I'm like, there's nothing funny about what I'm attempting to do.
Of a porno recently that had, like, apparently at the end of it, it had, like, outtakes.
Oh, really?
Oh, great.
What's an outtake in a porno
that'd be
consist
great.
of?
What do
Something
you
that
see?
involves you going to a hospital.
I'd say a lot of guys. I think there's a lot of guys standing around. Sorry. Viagra's worn off.
Our favourite mover and shaker is the Queensland Museum, which is trying to raise money by selling the naming rights to 200 species of spiders. Yes, for just $5,000, one of Australia's newest, deadliest spiders could be named after you. Do these spiders even want to be named? Maybe they prefer being international spiders of mystery. And what about us? Plus, people will be turning up to hospitals needing anti-venom for Norm Thompson from Toowoomba. Liz, you're hard to buy for, like the idea of the Ellis Longlegs.
No, I don't like spiders, so I think that would be a highly inappropriate gift for me. And it's funny, as you go through life, there are times when you receive a lot of highly inappropriate gifts.
Yeah.
And you're about to discover this, Dave, getting married.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think his gift registry is at the Club X.
No, it is not at all. But I just think, cash is a good gift, I say to people.
Well, cash is, and it's quite, like that's quite a trend lately.
But I think the spider thing's a nice idea. I think that's a quirky gift to have a spider named after you.
I
don't
love
know
it.
if the famous wrestler The Rock would like a spider named after him. Some of you will get it and some of you may have to have that
Wouldn't it be
explained.
cheap?
Everyone
to
watching in
change.
Pentridge is going to love
Yeah, I
that.
know, that's right. And also I saw that there was one spider, apparently, whose venom is so horrendous that you just vomit for 8 hours. So you could call that one the Melbourne Cup Day spider. You can have fun naming
It
spiders.
wouldn't be at $5,000. It would be cheaper to actually get their name changed, though. You know, you get your friend's name changed to
Tarantula.
Tarantula. Or some other
I think it's
spider.
great. It's better than a dumb star.
Well, what about...
I like stars. No, I think the star thing. A star doesn't run up your leg and bite you on the arse.
You haven't met Mel Gibson, obviously.
But I don't know what you get out of it. Like, I just prefer, for $5,000, I prefer a diamond ring or a necklace or something.
Or the cat.
Call me, the cash would be
cash.
good. Crazy, old-fashioned.
You know what? Just be happy that you get a present, because some people never get presents. You know? Well, they don't. I remember once my grandmother every year would give me a tennis ball. I mean, you know...
The back of the head.
Seriously, I mean, tennis is a great game, but, you know, you need more than a
She'd
ball.
realise how much you like porn.
Yeah, it would have been great if Nana had given me a few DVDs. They actually weren't around then, actually.
Nanas don't know that stuff.
No, they're not. Well, you can be surprised. I think how
What, do you think old people don't watch porn?
No, I think they...
I don't want to know if old people watch porn. Well, how do we get back to porn again?
And I'll have it noted, I did not bring it back to porn this time, all right? Oh, they probably do they? Whatever.
Are you saying that cash is okay to give you for your wedding?
Absolutely. You want to give me cash?
I want to give you cash, however, I don't want to write my name on the envelope.
Sure.
And I want to
'Cause there's not
pretend that
much
I gave
cash.
you more cash in another envelope. Is that
You know,
possible?
well, this could get really awkward and I could say, I'm not sure if you're invited, Michelle.
Okay.
No, hang on. Did I go to your wedding?
No.
No. Tit for tat, I say.
Later in the Glasshouse, John Howard and George W. Bush get lost in the mirror maze at Disneyland.
Lots of idiotic prime ministers and an idiotic president.
Alexander Downer accidentally sits on his collection of Smurfs.
We are right at the moment trying to get them out as quickly as possible.
And an autographed photo of Peter Costello goes up for auction on eBay.
I got it at $1.35.
Tonight's question on the Glasshouse is, what do you want to do before you turn 50? Let's find some answers. What do you want to do before you turn 50?
I could go on a date with you.
I'm engaged, so
Could you ask your girlfriend for me?
might get awkward, but, you know,
She'll be right with that.
we'll work it out. All right, what do you want to do before you turn 50?
Get back on the dole.
Get back on the dole, yeah. It's a big dream of yours, yeah?
It's been a hard 3 weeks or so.
Why can't you retire at... How old are you?
17.
Yeah, why can't you retire at 17, you know?
Don't ask me.
I mean, you're tall. What more do they want? What do you want to do before you turn 50?
Have sex and meet the Pope?
Have sex with the Pope?
Maybe. I'm sure my parents would be proud. I am Catholic.
All right, what do you want to do before you turn 50?
Bungee jump in the nude.
What's the thing about the nude? I want everything dangle. Well, you don't dangle.
No,
You'll...
I don't dangle, but...
No, of course you don't dangle. What do you want to do before you turn 50?
Have 10 multiple orgasms.
Is that possible?
5 or 6 already, so I'm on my way.
Yeah, would that, take an hour, or...?
Well, we have fun while we're doing it.
I'm sure you do. Is this the man who delivers the multiple? What's your secret, buddy? Tell us all. We're all watching.
Good technique.
Well, obviously. Is it a secret? It's like the Colonel? You don't want to give away your recipe?
No, secret recipe.
You got Herbs and spices just right, obviously. All right, what do you want to do before you turn 50?
I want Angie to tell me what she wants to do before she's 50.
What's going on with Angie? Do you know what she wants to do, or you just...
Yeah, she wants to do you before she's 50.
Super news for Second Bananas. It's a big happy birthday to Peter Costello, who's just turned 49. After tax, that's about 31. At least John Howard gave him a great present, a framed picture of himself captioned Prime Minister 1996 to infinity. Lately, the Treasurer's been trying to boost the birth rate, but this ignores the major reason women aren't having babies. They might get cuddled by Peter Costello. Cusey, I'd like your help. I want you to be the man of the hour, and we're going to interview you.
Great.
It's looking good.
Yeah.
First question, Deputy Dave. Did you have a nice birthday?
Did I have a nice birthday?
Yes.
Well, as nice as a birthday as you could have after you just had all your dreams and hopes crushed by a tracksuit-wearing worm.
Did you celebrate with your wife? What's her name?
Her name... It's none of your business, her name. I should keep some things private, all right?
Right.
She knows who she is.
What would you do if you were PM?
I would go, woohoo! Then I would sack that worm, Howard.
Wow. Must be hard showing up to work every day with a worm.
You have no idea. It gives me the shit.
When you go to bed at night, do you worry that all this all the leadership is going to sort of pass you by and you'll be left a bitter old man?
I do. I worry and I fret and I worry again.
Is that what
Then I worry about other things like, why haven't I got lips?
Can I ask you, now that you're 49, you're sort of getting older, what kind of medical stuff's going on for you at the moment as a 49-year-old man? Yeah.
No, it all works, yeah. Yeah, it works. Ask the missus.
Mrs.
Costello.
Right.
She's pretty happy. She's never been happier, in fact. I'm not home very often. No, whatever. Good on me.
You see, there's that trademark grin that...
Oh, it's because I'm happy because Australians are in a good position. What am I meant to look like?
We're not in a good position.
Oh,
interest rates just went up again. Petrol's gone through the roof. What are you doing about any of that?
Bananas anymore?
Yeah, bananas.
I'm doing all I can.
Like what?
I cross my fingers.
Do you think that you and John Howard could perhaps change up the leadership a little bit? For example, the Australian netball team's just gone to co-captains. So
sure.
Do you think that you and John could be co-prime ministers, co-captains, co-prime ministers? Is that something you could look at?
Yeah, but see, he's the incumbent and I would have to, yeah...
When you're the incumbent, you don't ever want to step down. But
well,
perhaps you could,
every now and again, if it's good for the country, and someone's being a loyal servant...
Do you think... Why would it be good for the country?
Because I'd get to be Prime Minister. And I've had a little chubby about that for a long time.
What did you think about Jackie Kelly's comments that people identified you more with the toffee-nosed, people of the North Shore rather than, the battlers?
Yeah, well, what do I think about that? I think, well, she can't skate for shit. Honestly.
How many kids have you got?
I've got as many kids as I wanted. Enough for the country's needs.
Because you love babies.
I love babies.
You really love babies.
Bang up for babies.
And other people's babies. What's the attraction?
Everyone's babies.
What? Why?
They're cute. They're little. They remind me of John Howard.
Yes, it's time to award the coveted Glasshouse trophy, which this week is called... And the winners of the blue-asked fly cactus camouflage are two guys from Dunedin who've been arrested for stealing a trampoline. Not very exciting, I know, but these clever chaps were dressed as Smurfs. and tried to run away after realising the police had somehow spotted them as they carried the trampoline along the main street. Yes, the boys in blue caught the other boys in blue. They normally wouldn't have been arrested, but it was police now targeting drunken Smurfs with trampolines, Mum. But they claimed they couldn't keep the trampoline at home because they haven't got mushroom. So the trophy goes to the Kiwi Crims with the pilfered trampoline. Sadly, because they were Smurfs, the men have had to be put down to stop them mating with the endangered New Zealand hobbits. Thank you, Liz, Amanda, thank you, Michelle. And let's take a look at tomorrow's headlines. In the Courier Mail, floods in Ethiopia. Too much, not enough, make up your mind, says God. The LA Times says Mel Gibson voted most popular actor in Lebanon. The Montreal Gazette has UK sperm donor crisis. Britain's urged to pull together. And the Hobart Mercury claims 1 in 5 Australians are stoned at work. Best workplace agreement ever! Good night!
On Saturday...